let me start by saying it's going to be one of the first really nice days for us here, and I just wanted to take a minute to update you on my outdoor plans for the summer. First, I'm in the garage right now. I can't show you too much of the garage or I'll get in trouble because it's really messy. That's one of the projects we got to clean out, the garage. Another project, I got to get that snow blower. I mean, it's not really a project, it's just what I have to do today. Out into the shed. But a big thing I have to do today is I have to start working on the lawnmower and get that ready because we're going to get ready to cut the grass here probably this week. Nice weather, it's starting to spring up. Here's the tree that we planted last week and the leaves are already coming out. I can't tell you how happy I am with this tree. I think it's going to be really nice once it gets a couple years of maturity on it. Another big project that we've been working on is this wall. You can see the parging is just falling off the house, and we've been working on it sporadically with the weather. You can see it's just, what is that growing there? It's just coming right off the house, so we have to get that reparged. I've started on it already, but this wall is the biggest one because it's the longest straight wall on the house, so not particularly necessary in general, but when we were taking off the parging right here, we noticed there were some voids in between the block. So I just put this up because we had some weather coming in before I get a chance to patch it, which hopefully I'll be doing today. Out back, there's a lot going on. There's the shed. I gotta take this over, but I just wanted to show you something real quick. This winter, we had horrible wind this winter, and we had a lot of trouble. Right here, we have this row of pines, and they're really close to the house. As much as I don't really like to take down mature, healthy trees, they're just wreaking havoc on the house. You probably can't see up there, but I take, even with gutter guards, I take probably about, just on this one 40, 30 or so, 40 feet of gutter, probably every couple of weeks I'm up there, and I can take as many as 3 or 4 5-gallon buckets worth of pine needles out of the gutters. But the big problem is we had a lot of wind this winter, and we had 2 trees fall in the span of about maybe 3 months, 4 months. Fortunately for us, they fell, it was weird, they fell right perfectly between the fence, this fence right here, and these trees. It was actually the side shoot of this pine tree. You can see I mean, this one's half dead, but that was a pretty big branch and it fell right down. So we've made the decision that these trees kind of have to go for the safety of our house, the neighbor's house. I just don't want to take a chance. The panels on the porch will be coming down soon. We didn't want to take them down too early because that's actually, we store our pellets for the stove in there. That's actually what we've been doing the past couple weekends. We've just been cutting down trees. That section of fence there, I'm going to use it because I have to update. I'll show you over here. We actually had to use our generator this winter once, and it was a kind of a pain. I didn't plan out too well getting it into my little makeshift pad right here because it faces the house the other direction, so it was kind of hard to get it in there. You had to kind of push it up rather than being able to drag it up the other side. So I have to rebuild this. This was just a temporary little cover. They'll come off. And then also with the fence, I want to build a better little cubby for our gas cans and such. More sections of the house. Oh, another thing we want to do is this window right here. We want to replace this window with a door because we basically go in and out through the garage, and opening the garage door and closing the garage door constantly is just kind of a drag, and I think it will get a little better life out of the opener if we don't use it so much. So another cool thing I want to show you real quick is, if you remember when we did the crabapple tree out front, we had to take down that old dead ash. But when I cut down the main portion of the trunk, I saved it and I split it in two, cut it in two with the chainsaw, and this is a really nice piece of wood. And I want to do something with it. I kind of know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to kind of keep that a secret for now. I'm just letting it sit here, covered up. I know it's not going to be perfectly like timber dry to make. I wouldn't make anything like furniture-y or anything out of it in this state, but for what I'm going to do, I just want to just let it get a little, just let it sit here until I have time to work with it. And then I also have, from 2 years ago already, that cherry trunk that I also have a project I want to do with. So many things to do. And here is the cluttered shed. The snowblower is going to go in the back. Today I have to put these on the lawnmower, get the battery in, check the oil, scrape out the junk from underneath the mowing deck, and then that should be good to go. But while we're doing updates, let's see if we can run inside real quick, and I'll try to give you an idea of what's going on in the basement, because I've been asked about that. One of the big things we have to do is, let me turn this off for a minute. I'm sorry it's kind of dark in here, but this is basically just a storage room, and it's going to become kind of my home brewing room. The only thing is, this is, let me get back here in the light. This is under the front porch. It's basically a steel plate. It's strong. It's on 2x6 joists that are laying on the foundation wall with no sill plate. Imagine that. But in the winter, since we put the stove in, which I'll show you in a minute, it kept this warm enough down here that all the snow we had, condensation built up on this steel plate and it just teamed off of here. I cleaned up probably, I mean, I could probably even still show you water and stuff, but I cleaned up probably 5 gallons of water out of here. So that's before, we have to get done before the weather changes back. Seal, rust seal this, seal and paint the joists. Any patching, sealing we have to do up in there, which probably isn't much. And then insulate it, and then hopefully get this finished to where it's more workable and usable space. This is the cedar closet, which we don't really do much with, but it's there. We'll probably do something with it, but we want to seal this wall as well. So here's a stove, been working great all year. Probably, I'm just going to let this is our last bag of pellets. It's probably just going to burn out, and then that'll be done. This wall, we're having some second thoughts about the color of this stone. I think, and Lisa thinks it's probably a little too dark. We might go with the lighter version of this, and I think, I mean, this has been really cool stuff to work with, but I gotta see how it's gonna come out. I don't even know, because if I gotta take this off, hopefully it just pops off, but we'll see. And then I still have to figure out, obviously, the ceiling. Over in this area, this is really the only kind of finished area, and that was the TV area, and that's only because we had a party for the Super Bowl. Got a good deal on a big TV, and I didn't really know what to do about the ceiling. So for the time being, and you really can't, this, just to cover things up, is I just stapled up paint canvas, and I actually think it's kind of cool. Long term, is it practical? Because it's not really removable. Not that you need removable, but I mean, already I have to change some things that I think could be kind of a pain if I have to take this down. If I could find a way to make this a permanent solution, I think I would, because I actually think it's kind of cool, and it's really cost effective. I mean, you get one tarp for $30. That's what were these tarps? 12 or 13 by 15. I can't even do the math, but square footage wise for a covering, it's really inexpensive. What else do we have to do? I mean, just fixing up, you know. Oh, here we go. Let's go back here. This, if you watch Happy Hour when I do it, you can see that is where I make Happy Hour. This little screen panel comes down. Let me go in here, and that covers this dark room, which is not dark anymore. Panel. Right now we're just storing a bunch of our yard sale treasures that we have to have a yard sale as soon as we can get things together. But this area back here is going to be where the permanent bar area is going to be. Just figure we have access to the panels, the mechanicals, the electric panel. There's plumbing there, waste pipe if we put anything in there plumbing wise. Obviously we're going to have an ejector to get it up, but that's all right. Let me turn the light off. I get in trouble. I never turn the lights off, and I always get in trouble for it. But that's me. I forget to do things all the time. Okay, this little voting booth, as our heating guy calls it, that's just where the furnace is. Eventually, the idea will be, this is the basement we want to be living space. Naturally, you don't want your furnace just there for everybody to see as soon as they come down the stairs. Hey, let's go down the stairs. Oh, nice furnace. We are trying to come up with a plan where we can put a track up here on the corner, and then have some kind of like panel doors or like an accordion door system where it can roll out and cover this area when we need it to, but when you're servicing the unit or have to have access back there, you can just push it back and get it out of the way. Think of, like, the first thing that comes to mind for me is like in schools, cafeterias and gyms and stuff, how they have that kind of like a accordion type door or panel door that just folds on tracks, that separates, you know, when they want to break up the room in the school. So have I missed anything? I'm sure I have, but, and there's other projects in the, oh, there, I did it again. There's other projects upstairs in the house. They're more, I would say, not long-term, but not immediate projects that we would like to do. Hopefully, as time and weather and finance and everything permits. So that is the little update tour, and I am going to get back to work. So let me know what you think. What kind of projects do you have going on around your place this summer? Let me know. I'd be interested in hearing about it. What can I help you with? And we'll get through it all together. So I'm gonna get back to work. Hopefully, as you can see by my dress, I'll have time for a run today. And until I see you next time, guys, remember, take care of yourself and your home. I'll see you real soon.